Hello everybody, Simulation Alley 007 here and welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to be doing something different where I'm going to do a vlog in the style of just talking and playing train sim. So with that being said, sit back, relax and let's get straight into the video. So this vlog is about what Train Sim or Dovetail could do to Train Sim World. Now before I go on to say what they could add, I know there's massive issues with the game as at the moment as we speak, i.e. textures not loading properly or the map not loading properly, such as I'm getting massive issues with the London Underground not loading at all, and I'm just faced with just blank nothing. Obviously we know every year is a guarantee now that Dovetail release is a new game every year around the September time, announces maybe around the August time, so we know that's going to happen. It's a given. It's how Dovetail work now, unfortunately, which I think is a massive shame, because really we could still be on Trainspotting 3 or maybe Trainspotting 4 because of the new updated consoles, you know, and stuff being upgraded. But they don't need to make a new game every year. All they need to do is just add to the game new DLCs, new content, new updates. Obviously we know about the textures, which are absolutely crap, things not loading in or not able to spawn something in where it says this train doesn't fit this scenario or stuff like that. Everyone's been getting them, and unfortunately it's part of the game, and Dovetail aren't going to fix the game because they just think money, and they don't care about their player base. And that is an opinion that I think how Dovetail work, and if you don't agree with it, well, you don't have to, as it's my own opinion. But yeah, unfortunately that's how Dovetail work. They don't listen to their player base, and they just want to do what they want to do. Anyway, enough of me ranting, because I've ranted so much about this game, and so I should, because I've spent hundreds on this game. I've spent hours and hours of playing this game, you know, and you would have thought, well, a true game player base, you would listen to your players and do what they think should happen to the game, but obviously not. Anyway, right, routes I think Dovetail should add. Firstly, we're on technically one of them, the East Coast, where there's a few that they could add, because they've added so much to the West Coast, obviously with the West Coast Main Line South, which is Milton Keynes to London Euston. They've added West Coast Main Line North, which is Preston to Carlisle. They've added Birmingham to Crewe, and they're now adding, I believe it's Crewe to Preston. So all they're really missing is the Carlisle to either Edinburgh or Glasgow, which isn't a very big portion at all. They've got most of it anyway. So with the East Coast, they could add King's Cross to Peterborough extension. They could add an extension to this, and I don't know if there's any branch lines, I'm not too sure on the East Coast, but they could extend it from Peterborough to King's Cross, which I don't think is actually a very big milestone, to be fair. I think it's only about an hour, roughly, so it'll be about the double length of this. So they could, like I said, King's Cross to Peterborough extension. Next up they could add is the York to Newcastle with the Scarborough branch line. I think that would be quite good, because that's again a decent part of the East Coast. You've got a high-speed route there. You've got the museum, which is a depot for old trains or vintage trains. You've obviously got the great big freight yard just outside of York Station. You've got York itself, which is a massive station itself. You've got Northern Trains serving it. You've got obviously LNER. You've got Transpennine Express. So you've got quite a few train companies serving it, and Grand Central. So yeah, York to Newcastle, that would be a quite good one. A massive one they could add is the Class 91 LNER Electra. I believe that's what they're called. When this route was announced that they would be doing the East Coast, everyone thought, oh, they'd be adding the 91. No, they added the 801 instead, which isn't too bad if you like the new Electras, new electric trains. But having the Class 91s is a massive deal, because there's so much of a fan base for it. But again, Dovetail, doing what they want to do, added that instead. So that's the Class 91. Going on the East Coast, you could add, let's have a look, because I've got so many ideas on here. You've got, going on the East Coast, you've got Newcastle to Edinburgh, which that's a massive route. I think it's about 2 hours, but I think that would be a great extension to the East Coast, because you've got options for, again, the Class 91. You've got Leeds Station, which is a massive station that serves quite a few trains. Again, Northern. You've got Transpennine. You've got Cross Country, LNER, does Grand Central go there? No, not Leeds. I don't think so anyway. I could be wrong. But that is Newcastle to Edinburgh. And we've obviously got Edinburgh, which is ScotRail. You've got LNER, you've got Lumo, Transpennine, you've got Avanti West Coast. Keeping on the LNER side, you've got the Scotsman second tender. Having Scotsman second tender, obviously she did have it back in the day. Having that would be a massive upgrade, because Steam fans would be so happy with that, having the second tender, because I believe it was just storage for water. And obviously when they took away the track troughs, that's why they had the second tender, to store water. So having that would be an absolute massive upgrade. Sticking with the LNER side again, Blue Peter. Now I know she's just been rebuilt, been rebuilt, and she's now on the main line. Having another steam loco on Train Sim World would be absolutely huge, because Steam fans like myself and loads of others would be so much happier having more steam, especially Blue Peter. And again, LNER, I believe that's the Peppercorn class, the Blue Peter. I could be wrong, but or even having Tornado. Tornado is a newly built steam loco, LNER. Just having another steam loco would be absolutely amazing. Having an A4 would be even better. Having like Mallard, you've got Sir Nigel Gresley, you've got Bittern, you've got Union of South Africa, you've got Dwight D. Eisenhower, you've got Silver Fox, you've got Silver Link. All those would be absolutely amazing to have. Now, sticking with the Steam era, having the coaches to go with, say, the A4s, so like the Coronation, not the Coronation, the first class coaches would be absolutely amazing. But talking about Coronation, I know it's LMS, and that's on the like Liverpool side area. Having the LMS Coronation class would be absolutely amazing, because you've already got LMS anyway in the game. So having a Pacific of the LMS would be absolutely amazing. Having the Coronation class and her coaches, that would be amazing. So let me just recap on the ideas that I've got so far. So that's King's Cross to Peterborough extension. You've got York to Newcastle with the Scarborough branch. You've got Class 91 LNER Electra. You've got Newcastle to Edinburgh route. You've got Blue Peter locomotive. You've got Scotsman second tender. You've got Tornado and an A4 pack, which is like Mallard, etc. The Coronation class for the LMS and having the Coronation coaches would be amazing. Let's have a look. Right, so enough of the LNER. Let's go on to the Great Western side, shall we? Seeing as I'm on the Great Western, so the ideas for the Great Western would be the Penzance and Austell extended to Par with the Newquay and Falmouth branch included, or even extended to Liskeard, because then you'll have the Liskeard branch, which would be nice to see. You've got Paddington to Reading extended to Taunton and Bristol, or one of the two. Just extended. I know they're updating this route, but I don't think they're extending it, which is a shame, because it would be nice to see it extended a little bit further, or even down to Swindon. That would be nice to see. You've got the idea of the King class or Castle class steam locomotive, because that would be absolutely massive for steam fans to have a Castle class or even a King class. You've got the Paignton Heritage steam and diesel branch, which is the Dartmouth branch line. I know there's a bit of it, but it doesn't go all the way down to Kingsworth. It would be nice to see that happen. Them at it. I know we've just been given the Voyagers, which is class 220s, but it would be nice to see the class 221s as they also come down this end of the country. You've got the class 57s, which is on the Great Western sleeper, which would be nice to see. You've got the class 70s, which are all over the country. They have come down to Plymouth and beyond before on freight trains. You've got the class 68/88, which are at the minute mainly with DRS, but there's a couple on the Chiltern Railway, and I can't think who else has got them. The 68s are the diesels, and the 88s are the electric versions of it. You've got the class 50s, which is known the Hoovers. You've got the class 55s, Deltics, which are on the east coast, which I forgot to add. The clay wagons, which with clay freight, coming down to Fowey, which that would be nice to see. The Fowey branch line, and the hang on, I can't remember what one it was. Burnglow extension, which would be nice to see. You got the GWR Hall and Pannier tanks, which could open doors for more GWR locos because of the standard design. You've got, which technically is on this line, you've got Waterloo to Hastings, because you've got Waterloo to Exeter, or even having, well, anyway, I'll talk about Waterloo to Hastings with the Hastings units based in the 1980s. Let's have a look. I've got so many on here. Class 67s, which would be nice to see, which are EWS started off as. You've got the rail moving wagons, which would be nice to see, some more rolling stock. Tampa, Colas Tampa, which would be nice. You've got the Southern Pacific Bullied class, which are like Braunton. You've got, that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head, but it would be nice to see some one of those locos. I don't think I'm stopping here. You've got the original Midland Pullman, i.e. the blue Pullman idea. You've got, and I've stopped way too early. No, I shouldn't have picked this service. Multiplayer, which would be really, really nice to see. Multiplayer. Done the 67s. Branch lines, Falmouth branch lines, done that. You've got a couple more ideas, which would be the Grand Central, based in the 1960s. You've got the West Highland line from Fort William to Mallaig, which opens the doors for the sleeper service, Caledonian Sleeper. You got Norwich to Ipswich 2012 with the class 37 loco hauled stock, the 170s and the 150s. You've got, obviously with the Fowey branch, it opens the doors for more Cornwall freight, and it opens the doors for the CDA wagons, which are highly recommended. And I think that concludes. Oh no, I've got the British Rail APT, which is on the West Coast Main Line. You got Bristol to Bath, which would be nice to see. And I've just unlocked the doors again, of course I have. And that concludes what they could add. So I'm just going to go over the whole idea scheme. So you've got King's Cross to Peterborough extension, York to Newcastle with the York to Scarborough branch. You've got the Class 91 LNER Electra. You've got the A4 Pacific steam locomotives, so the likes of the Mallard, Sir Nigel Gresley, etc., etc. You've got the Class 70s. You've got the Class 68s and 88s. You've got the Class 56s/69s that was built into the 69s. You've got the Class 50 Hoovers, the Class 55 Deltics, the Clay Wagons, which are the CDA wagons, or the newer versions of that, which are run by now. You've got Penzance to St Austell extended to Par or Lostwithiel. If you extend it to Lostwithiel, that allows for the Fowey branch, and can't think what else it was. There was Newquay, that allows for the Newquay branch, and the Falmouth branch. You've got Paddington to Reading extended to Taunton or Bristol, or even just Swindon, because then you've got the Swindon depot. You've got Bristol to Bath. You've got King class or Castle class steam locomotives. You've got rail moving wagons, where as in the rails go, new rails go onto wagons to be hauled around the country. You've got the Tampa, which is the Coles Rail Tampa, which there's multiple versions of it. The original Midland Pullman, or i.e. the Blue Pullman. The British Rail APT-E. The LMS Coronation class steam locomotive with its matching coaches. The Dartmouth Steam Heritage or Diesel Heritage route. The Class 221 the Voyagers or Super Voyagers, or even the 222s, Meridians, because we've got that route. Southern Pacific Bullied class, so the Braunton. You've got a few others. I can't think of any. You've got the Class 67 locos. You've got Newcastle to Edinburgh route. For update, you've got the Class 33 to be in the livery designer, which currently it isn't. The Class 45 in the livery designer, which currently it isn't. Going to Wales, you've got the Festiniog narrow gauge railway. You've got Scotsman's second tender. You got multiplayer, which would be absolutely amazing to see. You've got map builder for consoles, which would be absolutely amazing to have map builder. You've got Blue Peter LNER steam loco, or Tornado for that matter. The Class 57s, which are on the GWR sleeper. You've got the West Cornwall loco extended to Lostwithiel, which I've already said technically, including Burnglow, Newquay, Falmouth and Fowey branch lines, which opens up the doors for more freight operations, which could include the CDA clay wagons or the newer versions of the clay wagons. You got GWR Hull and Pannier tank steam locomotives, which could open the doors for more GWR locos because of the standard designs. You've got a steam locomotive which did come down to this side of the country. You've got the 9Fs, which are absolutely huge locomotives. You've got the standard class 8, which is the likes of Britannia. You've got Duke of Gloucester. Is it Duke of Gloucester? The one that's just been rebuilt, 7100. I'm pretty sure it's Duke of Gloucester. You got the Grand Central, which is based in the 1960s. You got London Waterloo to Hastings with the Hastings unit, based in the 1980s. You got the West Midlands line from Fort William to Mallaig, which opens up the door for the Caledonian Sleeper, and the Class 92s, and I'm pretty sure it's the 73s as well, if I'm not mistaken, with the sleeper coaches. You got Ipswich to Norwich, or vice versa, based in the 2012s, which was the Class 37 loco hauled with stock. Includes the Class 170 and the 150, which we've already got. Well, the rolling stock we've got, but not the route. And that concludes this video. Now, if you have any ideas what Train Sim or Dovetail could do, comment down below if I have missed it, or any locos you think should be on the game. But with that being said, I hope you have enjoyed this video of me adding videos or video game ideas for Dovetail to add. I will tag Dovetail if they will not listen, because that's Dovetail, unfortunately. But yes, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. What that is, I don't know. I'm recording a month ahead, so it could be absolutely anything. But with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.